Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 5, Book 59, number 613. Narrated by Salama. The Prophet came to me while there was an effeminate man sitting with me, and I heard him, i.e. the effeminate man, saying to Abdullah bin Abi Amir, O Abdullah, see if Allah should make you conquer Taif tomorrow. Then take the daughter of Ghailan in marriage, as she is so beautiful and fat that she shows 4 folds of flesh when facing you, and 8 when she turns her back. The Prophet then said, these effeminate men should never enter upon you, O women. Ibn Jurayj said, that effeminate man was called Hit. Volume 5, Book 59, number 614. Narrated by Hisham. The above narration and added extra, that at that time, the Prophet was besieging Taif. Volume 5, Book 59, number 615. Narrated by Abdullah bin Amr. When Allah's apostle besieged Taif and could not conquer its people, he said, we will return to Medina, if Allah wills. That distressed the companions of the Prophet, and they said, shall we go away without conquering it, i.e. the fort of Taif? Once the Prophet said, let us return. Then the Prophet said to them, fight tomorrow. They fought and many of them got wounded. Whereupon the Prophet said, we will return to Medina tomorrow if Allah wills. That delighted them, whereupon the Prophet smiled. The sub-narrator, Sufyan, said once, the Prophet smiled. Volume 5, Book 59, number 616. Narrated by Abu Uthman. I heard from Sa'd, the first man who has thrown an arrow in Allah's cause, and from Abu Bakr who jumped over the wall of the Taif fort along with a few persons and came to the Prophet. They both said, we heard the Prophet saying, if somebody claims to be the son of somebody other than his father knowingly, he will be denied paradise, i.e. he will not enter paradise. Narrated Ma'mar from Azam from Abu Al-Aliya or Abu Uthman and Nadi who said, I heard Sa'd and Abu Bakr narrating from the Prophet. Azam said, I said to him, very trustworthy persons have narrated to you. He said, yes, one of them was the first to throw an arrow in Allah's cause and the other came to the Prophet in a group of 33 persons from Taif. Volume 5, Book 59, number 617. Narrated by Abu Burda. Abu Musa said, I was with the Prophet when he was encamping at Al-Jirana, a place between Mecca and Medina, and Bilal was with him. A Bedouin came to the Prophet and said, won't you fulfill what you have promised me? The Prophet said, rejoice at what I will do for you. The Bedouin said, you have said to me, rejoice too often. Then the Prophet turned to me, i.e. Abu Musa, and Bilal in an angry mood and said, the Bedouin has refused the good tidings, so you both accept them. Bilal and I said, we accept them. Then the Prophet asked for a drinking bowl containing water and washed his hands and face in it, and then took a mouthful of water and threw it therein, saying to us, drink some of it and pour some over your faces and chests and be happy at the good tidings. So they both took the drinking bowl and did as instructed. Salama called from behind a screen, keep something of the water for your mother. So they left some of it for her. Volume 5, Book 59, number 618. Narrated by Safwan bin Ya'la bin Amir. Ya'la used to say, I wish I could see Allah's apostle at the time when he is being inspired divinely. Ya'la added, while the Prophet was at Al-Jirana, shaded with a cloth sheet, in the form of a tent, and there were staying with him some of his companions under it, suddenly there came to him a Bedouin wearing a cloak and perfumed extravagantly. He said, O Allah's apostle, What is your opinion regarding a man who assumes the state of Ihram for Umrah wearing a cloak after applying perfume to his body? Umar signaled with his hand to Ya'la to come near. Ya'la came and put his head underneath that cloth sheet, and saw the Prophet red-faced, and when that state of the Prophet was over, he said, "Where is he who has already asked me about the Umrah?" The man was looked for and brought to the Prophet. The Prophet said to him, "As for the perfume you have applied to your body, wash it off your body thrice, and take off your cloak, and then do in your Umrah the rites you do in your Hajj." Volume 5, Book 59, number 619. Narrated by Abdullah bin Zayd bin Azam. When Allah gave to his apostle the war booty on the day of Hunayn, he distributed that booty amongst those whose hearts have been recently reconciled to Islam, but did not give anything to the answer. So they seemed to have felt angry and sad as they did not get the same as other people had got. The Prophet then delivered a sermon before them, saying, "O, the assembly of Ansar, didn't I find you astray? And then Allah guided you on the right path through me. You were divided into groups, and Allah brought you together through me. You were poor and Allah made you rich through me." Whatever the Prophet said, they, i.e. the Ansar, said, "Allah and his apostle have more favors to do." The Prophet said, "What stops you from answering the apostle of Allah?" But whatever he said to them, they replied, "Allah and his apostle have more favors to do." The Prophet then said, "If you wish you could say, 'You came to us in such and such state, at Medina.' Wouldn't you be willing to see the people go away with sheep and camels while you go with the Prophet to your homes? But for the migration, I would have been one of the Ansar, and if the people took their way through a valley or mountain pass, I would select the valley or mountain pass of the Ansar. The Ansar are sheer, i.e. those clothes which are in direct contact with the body and worn inside the other garments, and the people are dither, i.e. those clothes which are not in direct contact with the body and are worn over other garments. No doubt, you will see other people favored over you, so you should be patient till you meet me at the tank of Kawthar." Volume 5, Book 59, number 620. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. When Allah gave Allah's apostle what he gave of the properties of the Hawazin tribe as a war booty, the Prophet started giving some men 100 camels each. The Ansar then said, "May Allah forgive Allah's apostles as he gives to Quraysh and leaves us although our swords are still dribbling with the blood of Quraysh." Allah's apostle was informed of their statement. So he sent for the Ansar and gathered them in a leather tent, and did not call anybody else along with them. When they all gathered, the Prophet got up and said, "What is this talk being informed to me about you?" The learned men amongst the Ansar said, "O Allah's apostle, our chiefs did not say anything, but some people amongst us who are younger in age said, 'May Allah forgive Allah's apostle as he gives of the booty to Quraysh and leaves us though our swords are still dribbling with their blood.'" The Prophet said, "I give to these men who have newly deserted heathenism and embraced Islam, so as to attract their hearts. Won't you be happy that the people take the wealth while you take the Prophet with you to your homes? By Allah, what you are taking is better than whatever they are taking." They, i.e. the Ansar, said, "O Allah's apostle, we are satisfied." The Prophet then said to them, "You will find others favored over you greatly. So be patient till you meet Allah and his apostle, and I will be at the tank then." Anas added, "But they did not remain patient.